Hello, welcome to my Instagram Live. Today we're going to go through a quick and dirty handstand warm-up for those times when you don't have that 30-40 minutes to warm up for your handstand practice. So something just quick can get you into the practice as quickly as you can. And then we're going to do a push workout. And this is a workout that I posted on my Instagram today as part of my handstand advent calendar. And I'm going to give you some extra tips. You can join in along with me and really get that workout in. So we have two cats kind of skulking around over here, so they might make an appearance if you're lucky. Okay, let's get started. We're going to quickly warm up our wrists, and then I'm going to show you the quick warm up that I do for my shoulders. So first thing to do, you want to make sure you've got that contact on the floor. So you want to have this side of the floor pressed into, this side of the hand pressed into the floor, this side all along where your calluses are. You want all that in contact with the floor. You want to think about fingers slightly bent, fingertips gripping the floor. So we're just going to start in that position and gently lean into a bit of a stretch. And you want to make sure you're keeping the heel of your hand down as you do this. So if you can't go that far, that's fine. Some of you might be able to go a lot further. And we'll just gently rock back and forward. And then we can start making this a little more active. So when we're in this forward position, just pushing down with your fingers, pushing down with your knuckles, coming back, pushing down. And this helps warm up your fingers, your wrists, your forearms, but also helps build the strength that you need to balance upside down. So we're getting a kind of 2-for-1 here. Rocking back and forward. Chester wants to go outside. It's sunny, so she thinks it's warm, but it's actually really cold. So, okay, let's turn our fingers out to the side. Pushing down again, feeling all that contact with the floor. If you think about it, the more of the palm of your hand you have on the floor, the bigger the surface area you have for balance. So we really want to try and keep that contact with the floor. So pushing from side to side. And this is the thing, when you're short on time in a warm-up, you really want to do the exercises that give you the most bang for your buck. So here we're working on pushing, building that strength for our balance at the same time as warming up our wrists, our fingers, our hands, our forearms, our shoulders. Okay, turn your fingers to face your knees and press the heel of your hands down into the floor. Now, this might be a really tight stretch for some of you, especially those of you who do a lot of grip work or lifting. So you might want to take your hands to the side of your knees. It's a little more gentle, or even just close in front of your knees. We can take them out. And then just sitting back, getting that stretch. I know my elbows look quite hyperextended in this position, and people often ask me about them, and you guys watching might also have some elbow hyperextension. And it's perfectly normal, it's perfectly safe to do handstands. You just have to make sure you're really building strength in that locked out position. So doing some like bicep curls here, really building strength through the full range that you have in your elbow. So perfectly safe. You just have to be mindful what you're doing. Let's do one more wrist thing before we get into our shoulders. So we're going to go doggy paws, backs of your hands on the floor, and we're getting that nice stretch through the other side of our forearms now. I forgot to mention that it would be useful for the next couple exercises if you have like a bench or chair and a stick. You can do this without those, but those would be super useful if you have them. And this is the exact warm-up that I do when I'm short on time and I just want to really get my shoulders ready for handstand. So I'm just going to bring this a little forward, turn the camera here a little bit. Perfect. So this exercise really gets into all the shoulder stuff that you want to work for your handstand, as well as your upper back. So what we're doing when we do this stretch is we want to think about keeping our lower back out of the stretch. So we're tucking our butt, keeping that lower back nice and flat. You're going to hold a stick in this reverse grip with your palms facing you. And you want your elbows at least at hand width, if not closer, because that sets up your shoulders in that good position for your handstand. So elbows on the bench, and you're just going to sit back, make sure you're keeping that butt tucked, sit back and get that stretch through your shoulders. Now, you can bend your arms. And you really want to be feeling that stretch all the way through here, as well as in your upper back. What you don't want to be doing is arching, sticking your butt out, arching your lower back. So I typically will hold this for about 30 seconds, get a nice stretch, really warm up, and then I'll do a little bit of work here. So you're going to push your elbows down into the bench. So I'm like pushing my elbows as if I'm trying to move them in this direction. So I'm pushing my elbows down, contracting like my triceps and as well as some of the muscles around my shoulder. So I'm contracting here, I relax, and then I try and sink a little deeper into the stretch. And I usually find I get quite a bit more range after even just one round of this. So we're going to hold for about another 30 seconds. And one cue that really helps me here is really thinking about lengthening the distance from my elbows to my butt. Okay, so if I just do this, the distance from my elbows to my butt doesn't go anywhere. But when I reach back this way, right, I can really feel my butt is moving in that direction. So we're just sitting back, getting that stretch. And you can do multiple rounds of this. We're just going to do one round today. So we do that stretch, and then I always follow that up with an active shoulder exercise. So for this one, you're going to lie on your stomach. You're going to grab the stick, and you're going to act as if you're trying to break it. So I'm trying to bend these ends of the stick towards each other. So acting as I'm trying to break it, and then we lift. So we're in this position, lying on the floor. Act as if you're trying to break the stick, and then I'm going to put my forehead on the floor, and I'm going to lift the stick up and hold for 10 seconds. And you can see that's very different than if I don't try and break the stick and I let my shoulder blades squeeze together, I come into this position. And I can get a lot higher doing it that way, but that's not the position we want for a handstand. We want that armpits towards the face position when we're in our handstand. So that's why we train it when we're doing our active mobility work. So we're going to do 2 more reps of 10 seconds. So as if you're trying to break the stick. And 1 more rep. Perfect. So my shoulders are feeling pretty good now. I've got good range of motion now. So we're going to move into our workout now. Some of you might have seen this already. It's on my Instagram today. And big tip, if you're watching this and you haven't commented on that post, after this call, go and do that, because you can be in with a chance to win my Press to Handstand program if you comment and tag a friend on that post. So make sure you do that. We're going to do is push circuit. So I'm just going to try not to hit a cat. I'm going to move that out the way. And the key with this push circuit is the whole time you're pushing as if you're actually trying to move the floor. So I'm trying to push the floor down. And as I push the floor down, the floor pushes me straight up. Okay, I'm not trying to push back the floor in that direction. I'm not trying to push in that direction. I'm pushing straight down, and that really gets us going in the right direction. So the first thing we're going to do is push and lean for 30 seconds. So for this exercise, placing your hands on the floor, you're going to bring your shoulders so they're right over the middle of the palm of your hands. And I find a really good way to know where your shoulders are is if you're looking right between your thumbs on the floor. Your shoulders should be about at that point. So looking right between my thumbs, pushing straight down, and I'm just going to hold it. And the whole time I'm thinking, can I push harder? Can I push the floor harder? And I'm feeling my shoulders move up and away from the floor. So you're pushing down. And don't worry about how much weight is on your hands and how much weight is on your feet. I can get more weight on my hands if I lean, but now you see I've lost that alignment of the shoulder position. So I want to keep my shoulders right over that spot. And depending on body proportions and hamstring flexibility, your legs might be out here, they might be bent, your butt might be lower, right? The most important thing is just hands over your shoulders and you're pushing straight down. So I have no idea how long that was, but I think that we can safely say that was 30 seconds. The next one is plank walk to pike. So setting up in our plank position, okay, pushing down. That same thing, we're not here. We're pushing down, getting our shoulders as far from the floor as possible. We're keeping our shoulders right over the middle of our hands, and then we're just tiptoeing our feet up to a pike position. And then tiptoeing back. And you'll notice my shoulders don't move from that position right over my hands. And we're going to do 10 reps. So walking up and walking back. The cats are both looking at me as if I'm crazy right now. You'd think they'd be used to this by now. Okay, so I'm going to say I have no idea how many reps that is. So let's say that's about 7. So we got 3 more reps. And the whole time I'm pushing down as hard as I can. And so I said 7 last time. I think that's 9 now. Those of you who know me will know I have a complete inability to count reps when I'm working out. So I either do way less than I'm supposed to or way more than I'm supposed to. The next one is going to be plank pull to pike. And this is really hard. And it's a kind of progression towards press to handstand. So don't worry if you struggle with this one. And this is why I'm wearing these really nice Christmas socks. I hope you guys can see them. Is because you want something that allows your feet to slide. So either some nice socks, or you can have a slider, or you can put like a plastic bag on your feet, whatever you need. Same thing here, shoulders over the middle of your hands, pushing down, and you're gonna pull your feet up to a pike. Now you'll notice this time my shoulders came a little further forward, and that's okay. We just don't wanna planche too far forward. So up and then sliding back, okay? So pulling up, sliding back. And you'll find you get a nice ab workout on this one too. Okay, so that's 3 reps. Six. See, the harder the exercise, the more likely I am to undercount rather than overcount. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more. Good. So hopefully, like me, you're feeling a nice shoulder burn right now as we move into our next exercise, which is going to be shoulder taps. So this one, you're just setting up in that push and lean position, pushing straight down, and then you're going to alternate tapping your shoulders. And this is really helps if you have one arm that's stronger than the other, because you're working each arm individually. So it's a really great way to train if you have some kind of imbalance. So we're setting up in that position, and we're just tapping. And we're going to do 30 reps. So the big challenge here for me is going to be counting the reps. Quite often in my workout, instead of doing reps, I'll just do times. So I'll do like 30 seconds, 45 seconds.
because I have so terrible at counting. So it's 30 in total and not 30 on each side. It's kind of like meditation when you're trying to count your breaths, and about 2 in, I have to restart. I feel kind of the same with counting reps. I get to about maybe 5 in, and then I have no idea. So I have no idea if that was the right number or not. So we will move on. Last exercise. This is the Christmas tree handstand. So you're getting up into as tight a position as you can, and you're going around in circles to make that Christmas tree. So hands on the floor. Again, we're pushing straight down, trying to get your body straight up in the air. This is really building that push strength that you need for your handstand. So we set up here, and I keep the feet where they are and step the hands. And we're going to go one direction and then the other. And we're going to do 5 each direction. I hope you guys are joining in with me. Because otherwise, I'm just spinning in circles on my own. So really pushing down. And you might find this is a bit of a calf workout too. Pushing straight down. There's a reason that handstand coaches say push all the time. And that's because as you get tired, you inevitably start pushing a little bit less. And so we need that constant reminder just to keep pushing. Okay, we got one more rep. You can do it. And we got to go back. And we're done. Okay, so I hope your shoulders are as fried as mine. If you did that along with me, then you have completed today's Advent calendar. So the Advent calendar, basically, I'm putting out a little handstand challenge, a little workout, a little exercise every single day until Christmas. We're going to have celebrity guests as well as prizes every single day. And there's also going to be the chance to win entry to my Master the Handstand January coaching group. So this is a coaching group where you get 8 weeks of programming. You get detailed video feedback every week. So people submit videos and I'll give voiceover. I'll draw on your handstand. I'll say exactly what you need to be working on, why certain reps didn't work, why certain reps did work. Each video is usually around 5 to 10 minutes long. And then you can take a look at that video and apply that to your next workout. So it's a really involved, detailed coaching program, coaching group, and you've got a chance to win access to that with this Advent calendar. So go to the posts, have a look at what you got to do, post on your story or on your feed, and you've got your chance to win entry to the January coaching group. So thank you for joining me today. You can tell I'm a little out of breath from that workout, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do the workout as well, and let me know how it went. Okay, thank you so much.